Hey guys, today I have to do some maintenance on the Miata. Finally convinced myself to make a video on the Miata, and to start it, I am going to set you directly behind my exhaust, which is one of our main issues that I'm having right now, and I'll explain that later. But I'm gonna set you right by it so you get to hear the cold start, and then we're gonna go from there. You get to be right there. The leaking exhaust fumes are terrible. I feel like there's like so many funny things about this car that I've had to fix, and since it was like a stance car, literally the frame is like flattened out a little bit, and there's just so many things that I have to do to it. I was like, you know what, I should make a video on it, just be myself while making the video instead of worrying about like just trying to make it look good and make sure every single cut is perfect. That's kind of part of why I never even end up making them. Everything that goes into it, this mic and whatever else. But yeah, we're gonna pull it up into the garage right now, jack it up, and we're gonna kind of explain this thing, so get ready. On second thought, we're gonna do it outside. It's pretty nice out, and the garage actually has really bad lighting, so I was like, maybe let's do it out here today and be outside, right? Okay, for starters, on this wheel I have 3 lug nuts. One of them is completely stripped and has been since I bought it, and I haven't even fixed it yet. I have no idea if I'm going to get to that today because that's a little bit more work. You have to take the calipers off and everything else in order to do it. Second of all, we have a terrible exhaust leak. Yesterday I was driving down the highway and it literally fell off in the friggin' highway. And I luckily was right next to Tractor Supply, bought some cheapo ramps from there and a thing of wood, put the ramps on the wood, and drove her up on there and got some bolts and fixed it up right then and there. That's just hand tight right now, and that's gonna fall again, so probably should get that one done. There is a massive oil leak on this thing coming from the rear main seal, which I did last year, and it was a pain in the butt to do, but I guess I have to do it again. There's a lot of things that go into that one, but that might mean new clutch, that might mean a couple different things. There is a lot of work that I have to do to this thing for wrapping, because I'm going to rewrap it this summer. The list goes longer, but we're going to focus on those couple things maybe today. One thing I do miss the most about having the camber on this car was all the old people that I drove up to, and they'd be like, how do you even drive like that? It's really funny. We're gonna get this thing lifted up here. We're gonna get the Honda Freight Special here. Almost. Second one underneath there. Oh, hot. I am ready to lock in. Now this is the only way you'll be able to see underneath here is with this, because it's so dang dark. So for starters, we have right here, pretty loose here, loosey goosey, no gasket because it fell off in the road. But I got one bolt on the other side. Take it off right now. The whole thing's gonna fall right up now. Oh, come on, you little. Okay. Yep, there it goes. Right there, see? There was only one on there. Got these bolts from Harbor Freight and a nut. And we hooked that thing together and got her to work. It needs to be better than that, and it needs to have a gasket, otherwise we have a leak. And my car will sound like crap. We have a very big leak. Oil pan leak. Or no, rear main seal leak, I would assume. And it, you know, the oil is just going all the way down from everywhere, it seems. Coming from more than one place, it 100% is. Now that I'm seeing this right now, we definitely have a really big leak coming from the top of this engine. I would almost think that it is gonna end up being like maybe my oil pump, or I don't even know. First things first, we are gonna go get a new part for this. and another bolt. They're gonna be mismatched, but I don't even care anymore, as long as if it works. So let's get to it. As you can see, my nose is about 6 inches away from that, and my neck hurts. Some bolts, some screws, and all that jazz. I got my wrench for one side, and I got my next set of things, and of course I forgot my frickin' other thing that I needed. My gasket here. This is right here. Hopefully that is the right one, because I'd rather not make another trip. It kind of feels like it could be. We're gonna find out. Even if I can make it just work, you know, I don't really care. As long as if it's good enough, I'm gonna do the job. They make this plastic so strong. It's like, what in the world? Are you supposed to be making this stuff cheap? If this needs to be returned, they might not be happy. Here she is. Just a piece of metal. That's all she is. Oh, sorry, my hand's probably in the freaking way of this whole video. And then you can see my armpit. Ooh. That's on almost the money. You know, I could work with that. I'm gonna modify this one, make this hole a little bit bigger. This is my arm right now from literally all the oil that's just sitting on the bottom of that thing, man. You might be wondering to yourself, how am I gonna make this hole bigger? There's a lot of different ways you could do it if you wanted to. For this one, I am going to attempt something that I'm not quite sure will work. That's just what I'm good at. I'm gonna take that off. We're gonna try this little sander disc or thing. You know, it's kind of way too big for this. So already this does not work. For my next trick, we are gonna try to drill this out. Hold on. Let's find out. I don't know. Not my greatest work. Alright, we're freestyling this. Don't mind my face when I do this, by the way. Alright. She done. She a little bit bigger. Let's go see if it works. Gotta do my crawl. Here it is. Where's my thing? Okay, here. Let's see if this works now. Oh, hey. How about you stay on for me, please? This needs to go on. Okay. 2 hands for this one. This is when it gets annoying in your neck. Feels like it's gonna break off. Washer. Lock nut. I don't know if this is the best way to do it. This is how I'm doing it. On one side. Actually, lock nut needs to be before your washer. I think. Who knows? I think I'm gonna do it before my washer. Up there. In there. You see underneath this thing. We got this. Don't give up now. Now is the time to ask yourself, would I want a car like this? Chances are you don't. We're absolutely gonna work with it. Twist method. Let's just say I don't think I put those on 100% right. Gonna do one of these. Thing down. Just like that. Now I got leverage here. Got her on. Oh gosh, yeah, see. Now here's your problem. That'll do it. That'll do it. Alright, that problem is fixed now, hopefully. I'm going to set the camera down and see how it sounds. Hopefully, it sounds a lot better. Let's show you guys the real damage underneath this thing. It's not the worst I've ever seen in my life, but it's also not great. So up in here with you. All right, this right here, this right here, that is my oil pan. This is where it connects to my transmission. And there's a little hole right there. And oil will leak out of that from your oil seal if it ever does. And that is to save all the oil from going into your transmission, and that's where it's dripping out of, but it's also dripping out of above this, so not great, and definitely will need to be fixed, but ain't no problem with drip here and there, you know, just keep filling it. We're basically doing an oil change every single week, you know. If anything, it's better. That's how I see it. That right there is a prime example of a stance car. See all that flatness all the way down there? Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, you can see on this side, that's all dented in there right here. That's my exhaust over here. Yeah, it's got a little hole up in there, but that's our job. Job well done. And then there is also a lot of damage up in here, like right here. This has all been scraped up and damaged, and it's a mess. So before I go, I wanted to get a video of basically the top end of this thing. She's pretty mint. We've got a valve cover leak coming along here. For sure, that might be where a lot of that oil is coming from. Here is an inside view of the car. I got a little stuff in here, but got the nice brown leather seats in here. Got a nice steering wheel. Everything in here is really nice. I got like suede, real suede, and I did this whole thing in that. I got these from China. Like I said, a little dirty, but these are really nice, really cheap, but they look really good with the car. That is the whole inside of it, pretty much. And that is it for the first video on the Miata. Thanks for watching if you watched all the way through. And hopefully I can do more things like this when I do more repairs. Watch out for my stuff, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.